They lose to the Jets 20-17.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
any chance that Mitch Trubisky comes out of that and starts the next game?
Do you want to play Pickett in Buffalo as his first start?
But Ron, you're 1-3 at that point.
But you think Pickett's going to go to Buffalo and beat him?
I know, but everything about Pickett is so couched in fear. Oh my God, he could this, he could that, he could this, he could that.
Right. I mean, you're losing games without him. So what's it matter if he gets in the game if you're losing games without him?
This is the most animated I've seen Folsey.
I mean,
the entire you just woke up the whole stable. The older horses on the other end are now all upset.
Oh, if they lose to the Jets 20-17 and look like this, and they don't put in Kenny Pickett, then
1-3. They'd be 1-3. Yeah,
it's a joke.
Yeah, well, maybe the Jets will run for 300 yards against them too.
You know what I'm thinking is that Trubisky is emblematic of this franchise right now, in that he's just good enough where you say, yeah, we'll go with him again next week. He's not that bad. He's 9-8. He's 8-8. He's 9-8-1. You know, it's like Tomlin these days.
I don't know who it was. Somebody, and I totally agree with this. What would the Steelers' record be if Pickett had started all 3 games? I say 0-3. And that's what whoever tweeted that.
Why do you think that?
Whoever that tweeted that was, I forget who it was, because I don't know that he would have been ready in Cincinnati to do anything. Not that Trubisky did much, but I think they could have been 0-3. I just think people are so enamored with Pickett that they think, okay, he's going to come in and he'll beat Buffalo, he'll beat Miami, he'll beat whoever.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm just sick of losing games. I'm sick of losing.
That's what I mean. Do you think he'd have won those games?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he have beaten New England?
I don't know that he would have. I think
that's part of the mystery.
Him against Belichick, I don't like his chances.
Well, did you like Trubisky in that game?
A couple throws he made, yeah, but not enough.
I mean, you could play that game forever, though.
Sure
when will you be ready to put Pickett in?
That's a good question.
I have no idea how he would play. It couldn't be much worse, though. I mean, honestly, you have an offense that's averaging about 15, 16 points a game. I suppose he could come in and be a disaster and they would average 0, but...
No, I don't know if it'd be 0, but I just think that there's going to be severe growing pains with him.
Which wouldn't be worse than what it is now.
Right.
Well, again,
what are we watching right now?
I thought Trubisky was better last night.
He was better last night.
But still, the bar is low. I get that.
And those are still pains.
I don't know. I don't know what Pickett would have done.
Me either.
But I'd like to find out.
Right. With my guy that's supposed to be my future.
He looked pretty good in the preseason, I thought.
I don't know.
Implicit in that, Ron, is that these people are crazy for wanting Pickett. That's the tone that you take. Yes, it is. These people all think he's going to be a savior. They'd be 0-3 without him. They want him in here just because he went to Pitt.
Certainly agree.
Implicit in all that is these people are out of their minds.
No, I understand.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, would you let me talk?
Sure.
Okay,
go ahead,
thank you. Instead of talking over me.
No, actually, I'm not done yet. I'll keep going. I'll keep going.
You're telling me how I'm talking.
Right.
I understand it perfectly why they want Pickett. I do think it wouldn't be as bad if he wasn't from Pitt, and Hokie agreed with me on that one yesterday. All I'm saying is I think people that think he's automatically going to step in and be the golden boy may be in for a rough awakening. But
I think you're rooting for that.
It doesn't matter.
I think you're rooting for that so you can be right. And maybe you have an allegiance to Ben where you don't want a guy to come in and replace your guy, Ben, and be a star right away and disprove the idea that, everyone's going to be sorry when they see life post-Ben. That's what I think.
Okay. If that's
any truth to it?
No, none at all. I don't give a damn how he plays. If he wins, loses, it doesn't matter to me. I got no skin in this race. I want to see good play. I want to see good games. I just don't know that he's going to come in and right away be the savior. That's my feeling. And
does everybody think that? That he's going to come right in and be like Joe Namath right away?
I think absolutely most people around here do. I do think that. I think
they just want to.
But you know what? He's going to get every chance. He can come in and throw 5 interceptions, 5 games in a row, and there won't be one boo. There won't be one boo.
Same would be true of any first-round pick.
I don't know about that. Again, he's from Pitt.
People love the first-round picks.
Okay.
They love it. I know where I grew up in Buffalo. If Mitch Trubisky was there and they had drafted Jim Kelly, where'd they draft him? 20th? 15th? They'd be clamoring for him.
Pickett was 20th, yeah.
Where'd they take Jim Kelly? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I mean, fan bases in Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, they're all clamoring for the first round pick.
Sure, they'd be clamoring for him, Joe, but if you don't think Pitt means anything more, you're nuts.
Yeah,
look, Hoke just said the same thing yesterday.
Yeah,
it's a different level of love for the guy because he's from Pitt.
And what does that mean? Because, again, it sounds like implicit in the way that you say it. They all think he's going to be the golden boy.
No.
They all want him in there right now. These people are nuts.
I just don't think that it would have been the same if they'd have drafted Malik Willis. Not quite the same.
Not quite the same, but in every
Well,
market,
that's all I'm
every
saying.
market around the league,
That's all
they
I'm
would
saying.
be. And if they watched an offense struggle to this degree, and you had a first-round pick at quarterback, they would be clamoring for him. I think in any market in the league.
Not as much, but I would agree.
I don't know how you measure that. People would be chanting his name. New York Giants, Jets. They wouldn't be chanting the guy's name. It's one thing if you have an incumbent who's good. They don't. They have Mitch Trubisky, just a journeyman, and a first-round pick that everybody wants to see. Maybe a little more because he's from Pitt, but I think they would be clamoring anywhere. Folsey?
I mean, every time we've brought this up, I've agreed with you, Joe, that I do think they would be clamoring everywhere. Ron, I get your point about people maybe have too high of expectations on Kenny Pickett. For me personally, I'm not expecting this guy to come in here and be the savior. I'm just saying that if they lose to the New York Jets 20-17 and look the same way, I am tired of doing the same freaking thing over and over.
That's a pretty. If that happens, then that's fine.
Yeah, I'm
But
just willing to change.
Why do you think that Tomlin likes to win games as much as anybody? He's a very competitive guy. Why wouldn't he play him right now?
Because he doesn't know what he's doing sometimes.
Okay.
Why do you play Kendrick Green at center?
Because he didn't have any. Well, he had Hassenauer later, but yeah. I guess.
Implicit there is that Tomlin is to be trusted that he knows what he's doing.
I think he knows a hell of a lot more than I do. Yeah, I do. He sees these guys every day in practice. He knows their mindset. He knows their preparation. He knows what it takes to be successful. Yeah, he knows a hell of a lot more than I do. Whether he's right or not, I don't know.
So you'll just trust what he does then with the quarterbacks. You trust that he has this it's in good hands with Mike Tomlin.
In this case, yeah, I do. I do. Now we'll see how it may be wrong, may turn out wrong.
I just think
we'll never know. We'll never know if it turned out wrong.
But I just don't understand.
Pickett.
He wants to win, so why doesn't he play him? If he thinks that he's the best option.
But again, implicit in that is he's to be trusted no matter what he does. So I bring up.
So I'm going to trust you more than I'm going to trust Tomlin. Or I'm going to trust
then never
me
argue.
more.
Then never argue with Tomlin. Never argue with Tomlin.
Me more than Tomlin too.
Okay, then Tomlin's right. Then why are we doing a show?
That's not what I'm saying in
No,
this
you
particular case.
So just in this case, he's to be trusted.
Yes,
but not with the starting center.
Well, obviously he blew that last year. But again, I don't remember us saying too much about Kendrick Green last summer when they put him at center. He just wasn't. He didn't want to play the position. He didn't like the position. And I guess he could have played Hassenauer. Was Hassenauer hurt early in the year, if I remember correctly? Now, we went to him later, and
I don't know.
Hassenauer was better.
How about hiring Adrian Clem? How about hiring Matt Canada?
Adrian Clem might have been a great hire, except that he didn't get along with Matt Canada, and he left the team.
Okay, how about hiring Matt Canada?
Well, I can't defend that.
I mean, I can't just say because Tomlin sees these guys every day in practice that he's right.
I can't defend that.
Maybe he's too close to it.
Maybe
he thinks his team stinks and he doesn't want to put Pickett in this situation. I don't know.
That's another possibility, too.
And I just think going back to Pickett, I think you'd be surprised at how many fans that are West Virginia grads, Penn State grads, or just they don't care a lick about what Pitt is or who Pitt is or who Kenny Pickett is, that they want to just see this guy in here because he's a first-round pick. I think there are more people like that here in Pittsburgh than you might think.
Might be
right. It doesn't have to do with Pitt. It's because we're seeing a below average to average quarterback play that's clearly not the future of the franchise, losing games, and there's a first-round pick on the bench that can come in here. Maybe he won't be the savior right away, but maybe the results will be a little bit different. And then he can grow along the way.
In your mind, on practiced on Monday, he should be the starting quarterback.
It's not going to happen because
No, I didn't ask you that. I said, in your mind, should he be the starting quarterback?
I do, yes.
On Monday. Okay,
I do.
that's all
A
I
lot of
wanted to
people
know.
think Rudolph should be the one.
Chris Hope does.
Then why doesn't Tomlin do that if that's his best option?
Because he doesn't think it is his best option. He still thinks Trubisky is his best option. At least he did through last night. That could change after he watches the film.
It could. I still think it could. I just don't know that I'm in a place where I'm trusting him these days. I mean, you know, he's got 3 playoff wins in the last going on 12 years.
What's the best case scenario with Mitch Trubisky, honestly? What is it? Is it getting into the playoffs, winning a playoff game? What's the ceiling?
I would think
if
he gets into playoffs with this team, it'll be a miracle.
Okay.
It will. That's why I picked him to go 7-10.
I wouldn't say miracle. Not when you have 3 wild cards.
After watching these 3 games, I would say miracle.
So then,
I mean, the other thing is they could be 3-0 though.
Well, they could be 0-3.
They're a player or two, and they could be 0-3, but
why
they
not
could be
start
3-0.
the future then? If it's a miracle to get into the playoffs with Mitch Trubisky, why can't we start the future? If it's a miracle either way,
if Tomlin doesn't think Pickett can play, then why did he draft him? Belichick thought Mac Jones could play. You know what I mean? If he can't play for this bad of an offense, then or this poor of a team, if he can't play, then why'd you take him? When's he going to be ready?
I can't answer that question.
after he watches Mitch all year, I guess.
Maybe Mitch will be better.
What do you mean? Throughout this season?
I don't know.
He better get a win on Sunday because then the road gets real bad.
Here's what I do know is when the handcuffs finally got officially removed, when he could go Ben, what Ben did in fourth quarters, Trubisky did on the last drive. You could tell he was just like, blanket. I'm just going to gun this ball where I think it should go. And he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He made some great throws. I just want, if you're going to have Trubisky, Ron, I want to see one game. You know what he should do is go lock up Canada for a week. You're off this week. Go to Cancun. We're going to let this guy just call his own offense and go crazy. And just let me see it. It can't be worse. Just play. Go play.
Throw
the ball
over
around.
His box.
Call whatever you want. If you get to the line and you want to change the play, change the play. Be the guy that people thought you'd be with the second overall pick. Go play. Have fun. Matt's away this weekend. Ron, just once.
We probably should take a break.
I don't even know where we are in the hour anymore.
We're a little bit past our break time.
412-928-9370. All hell is broken loose here, Folsey, and I blame you.